Hello students, in this portion we are going to study laws of motion. We will study definition of force, unit of force, first law of motion, inertia and different type of inertia, momentum, second law of motion, then impulse, Newton's third law of motion, horse and cart problem, law of conservation of linear momentum, equilibrium of particle, common forces in mechanics, friction, static, kinetic and rolling friction, method of reducing friction, circular motion, car on leveling circular road, banking of roads, and some solving problem in mechanics. So first we are starting with the definition of force and its unit. We can say force, it is an effort, it can be external or internal, which may change shape, size, state of inertia, direction of motion, speed or velocity of a body. It is a vector quantity because it has magnitude as well as direction. Its unit is Newton. Mathematically we can write force is equal to mass into acceleration. So if the unit of force is Newton, so we can also write 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. Now we go to the Newton's first law of motion. It says that every body continues to be in its state of rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless and until compelled by an external force to change its state of rest or of uniform motion. We can say in simple words, if the net external force on a body is 0, its acceleration is 0, or acceleration can be non-zero only if there is a net external force on the body. We can see in front of us there is one table, there is one box over there, and what we are just applying, this box is basically applying weight in the downward direction, which is also known as force of gravity. Now against this weight, the surface will provide reaction which is in the upward direction. Definitely it is in the opposite direction of weight of the body. Now since the block is at rest, the normal reaction R must be equal and opposite to its weight. So now see, box is there on the table, the block remains at rest, we are not applying any force on this, we apply the force and block moves from one point to another. So it is written, unless and until it is acted upon by an external force. The block remains at rest unless and until it is acted upon by an external force. Now we take another example. The ball continues to be in uniform motion until it is not stopped by any external force. Now same way we can take another example. The car is moving. It is continuous in its motion, uniform motion. Now if you have not applied the brakes or anything else, then it will remain in its motion. So it means in the absence of an external force, cars remains in its motion. Now we talk about inertia, very important factor. What inertia says, it is the inherent property of a body due to which it resists a change in its state of rest or in uniform motion. Remember one thing, if body is at rest, it want to be at rest. If it is in motion, it want to be in motion only. So this is the property of a body. Whatever the state it achieve, it want to be in the same state. It means if it is in motion, it want to be in the motion. If it is at rest, it want to be in the rest. Similarly, if the body is moving in a particular direction, it want to move in that particular direction. It will oppose to change the direction also. Now inertia can be understood in parts. For example, inertia of rest, inertia of motion and inertia of direction. Mass is a measure of the inertia of a body. It means the body which has more mass has more inertia. Heavier objects have more inertia than lighter objects. Example, a stone of size of football has more inertia than football. A cricket ball has more inertia than a rubber ball of the same size. Now inertia of rest. You can see there is a carom board in front of you guys. Now if we apply this, this force with the help of a striker, one circular body has moved because we are applying force on it. and others remains at rest because we have applied force on the lower one. Now we can see there is one cylinder, we can say it's a beaker, and on the beaker we have placed one paper on which a 5 rupees coin is there. If you apply the force on the paper, only the paper will move and the coil will fall in the beaker. Example of inertia of rest. A passenger in a bus jerks backward when the bus starts suddenly because a passenger tends to be in the inertia of rest, whereas the bus is moved away forcefully. Engine is applying that force. When a bed sheet is flicked away suddenly, dust particles fall away as they turn to be in inertia of rest only. When a branch of a tree carrying a mango is suddenly flicked, mango falls off due to inertia of rest. Now examples of inertia of motion. A passenger in a bus jerks forward when the bus stops suddenly because the passenger tends to be in inertia of motion, whereas the bus is stopped forcefully. An athlete after reaching the finishing point cannot stop suddenly, or if he stops suddenly then he falls topping head down. A car takes some time and moves through some more distance before coming to rest even after the application of brakes. A rotating fan continues to do so for some more time even after the current is switched off. An oscillating simple pendulum bob does not halt at the mean position but continues to move further. When a car or bus turns around a sharp corner, we tend to fall sideways because of our inertia to continue to move in a straight line. It is dangerous to jump out of a moving bus because the jumping man's body is in the state of inertia of motion, but the legs are suddenly stopped by the ground and hence it topples down. Now we talk about momentum. This is also a very important factor. What momentum says? Momentum is a quantity of motion in a body and it depends on its mass and the velocity. Momentum of a body is defined as a product of its mass and velocity. Momentum is mass into velocity, or P is equal to m into v. As v is a vector quantity, mass is a scalar. Multiplication of scalar into vector gives vector, so momentum is also a vector quantity. Momentum is directly proportional to mass. If a cricket ball and a tennis ball move with the same velocity, momentum of cricket ball is more because its mass is larger than that of tennis ball. Momentum is directly proportional to velocity. If two cricket balls move with different velocities, then the momentum of the ball with greater velocity possess. Definitely it has more momentum. If a body is at rest, its velocity is 0 and its momentum is also 0. But every moving body possesses momentum. Momentum is a vector quantity. SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second or kilogram meter second inverse. CGS unit of momentum is gram per centimeter second or gram centimeter second inverse. What is the importance of momentum for considering the effect of force on motion? Example we take. Suppose a light vehicle, say a car, and a heavy vehicle, say a truck, are parked on the horizontal road. A greater force is required to push the truck than the car to bring them to the same speed and same time. Similarly, a greater opposing force is required to stop the truck than the car if they are moving with same speed. A bullet fired by a gun can easily pierce human tissues before it stops, resulting in casualty. The same bullet with moderate speed will not cause much damage. Thus, for a given mass, the greater the speed, the greater is the opposing force needed to stop the body in a certain time. The same force for the same time causes the same change in momentum in different bodies. The force not only depends on the change in momentum but also on how fast the change is brought. The greater the rate of change of momentum, the greater is the force. Now you can see there is one person. He has one stone in his hand which is tied to a string. Now if it is moving like this, it is moving in a circular motion. It is moving with constant velocity. You can see that this is known as uniform accelerated motion, uniform circular accelerated motion. in which velocity remains magnitude wise constant but direction changes at every instant. The above example do not indicate that momentum is a vector. The following example shows that momentum is a vector. Suppose a stone is whirled with a uniform speed in a horizontal circle by means of a string. The magnitude of momentum is constant but its direction keeps changing continuously. I told you why it is changing, because velocity is changing, its direction is changing continuously. That's why momentum is also changing. A force is needed to change this momentum vector. This force of providing by a hand through the string, and it is also felt by the hand. Now this is the end of the first part of force and laws of motion. Thank you, students.